6 starts right now.
We are really shocked that Raleigh is weighing in.
Finding a way to bring this amazing project to the area.
A fight over de-annexation in a Piedmont Triad community could head to the state capitol. How one developer is trying to get his plans approved.
Plus, House Republicans roll out their first major legislative package, and it's not a budget or debt ceiling deal. What's in the Lower Energy Costs Act?
It is 6 o'clock on your Wednesday, March 15th. Great to have you as always. I'm Audrey Biesk.
And I'm Christina Evans. We're excited to be in here this morning. It is a little chilly out there. Well, yeah. Sorry, I was being a little nice this morning, trying to ease folks into it. But Brian, you're probably going to bring the hammer down anyway when you tell them how cold it really is outside.
So you want to make me the bad guy?
Absolutely.
That's how it works out too. Okay.
We will be the nice ladies up here. You know, you deliver the bad news this morning.
Well, I've got a jerky forecast for you too. We've got some colder temperatures in the works. Another coming up in a bit.
And this morning, those cold conditions is impacting the schedule for one school district. Grayson County schools in Virginia are operating under a 2-hour delay. Now to that battle over a proposed development in Summerfield. It could go all the way to the state capitol.
So today, those town officials are expected to reveal the names of the lobbying firms that they've hired to kind of speak to the state lawmakers about the project.
And a developer wants to build around 600 new apartments along with retail space on 1,000 acres. Summerfield Town Council has voted down the plans twice before. The developer is now turning to the General Assembly for help.
So he does want lawmakers to de-annex the land from the town so construction can move forward. But one thing that both sides can agree on is that if this project does happen, it's certainly going to change the way of life in Summerfield.
This is a question of protecting small towns in North Carolina. And you got to ask the question, do the needs of the one outweigh the needs of the many?
What people fail to realize when they have difficulty with change and difficulty with big ideas is that most of the very best things in their lives have always come as a result of big ideas or change.
The Guilford County Legislative Delegation does hold a town meeting tomorrow in Greensboro. Summerfield leaders say that they do expect a large turnout.
Greensboro police are searching for clues in a shooting that injured 2 people. Officers responded to a call about shots fired and a stabbing at the intersection of South Eugene and West Whittington Streets. EMS tells us 2 males were taken to a hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. Right now, police don't have any suspects.
A Cartersville Middle School student is expected to be charged with having a gun and knife on campus. The principal says that the weapons were found inside of that student's backpack after it was reported that they were vaping. The district says that no one was threatened or harmed. A middle school principal in Davie County is now reaching out to parents about a guest speaker who used inappropriate language.
This happened at William Ellis Middle School in Advance. In an email, Cassandra Morrison says a judge and assistant district attorney came to speak to students earlier this week. Their topic was about some of the various reasons middle schoolers end up in court.
And the email goes on to say, quote, one of the speakers used explicit language to describe some of the cases that she's overseen. It was not our intention to expose them to this type of language at any time. Had we known that this was a part of the program or a possibility, we would not have allowed the speakers to address our students, end quote.
6:05 is your time now. House Republicans are proposing their first major legislative package called the Lower Energy Costs Act. Leaders say the set of bills will bring major changes to energy production in the U.S.
And Amy Lou is live in our Washington bureau this morning. Amy, can you please break down for us what these proposals might do?
Sure, Audrey and Christina. Well, Republicans say that the Lower Energy Costs Act will do 2 major things. Number 1 is to restore U.S. energy independence with less regulation over oil and fossil fuels. And number 2 is to make it easier to build the infrastructure to produce them. Now, some other key takeaways here include expanding oil, natural gas, and coal production and the necessary pipelines to transport them, cutting regulations and reform permitting for new projects with the ability to waive some regulations altogether, and repealing parts of the Clean Air Act and getting rid of taxes and tax credits related to clean energy. It also stops China from buying or leasing land for minerals or oil. It's a lot packed into this first major legislative package, setting the tone for Republicans' top priority this session.
repealing onerous taxes and overregulation on American energy producers, so we can lead the world in providing clean, affordable energy. We can streamline permitting and still protect the environment.
Yeah, and Republicans are expected to bring the bill to a vote near the end of this month, Audrey.
And with that, Amy, how likely will this bill get through the Democrat-controlled Senate?
Well, it's pretty unlikely here, although this isn't the first time that something similar has been introduced to the chamber. A bill to speed up permits for natural gas pipelines as well as other projects ultimately failed last year. Conservative Democrat Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia continues to push for a permitting reform bill that the White House supports. The bill last year that ultimately again failed was because Republicans and Democrats had ultimately blocked it from becoming part of the annual defense bill. Back to you.
All right, Amy Lou reporting live in Washington this morning. Thank you again, Amy.
Today, a final vote is expected in the state Senate on Medicaid expansion. Senators gave initial approval to the bill on a 43-2 vote. If it passes today, it would then go to the House for approval. The proposal would extend taxpayer-funded health insurance to hundreds of thousands of people. North Carolina is one of 11 states that has not expanded Medicaid under the Federal Affordable Care Act.
And looking ahead, a documentary celebrating Salem Academy and the college's 250th anniversary debuts tonight. The film tells the story of more than 400 alumni, friends, relatives, students who have replicated the historic 500-mile journey that led to the institution's founding. You can find that documentary on PBS North Carolina at 8 p.m.
Will be very, very cool for a lot of folks to watch. I love
Absolutely.
that.
500 miles. It's impressive that over 400 people have replicated it.
I know. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we can
That's a
mention
lot,
that
yeah.
tonight, too. Brian, I know you're standing by, too, talking about those freeze alerts we have once again this morning.
Yeah, and again, the takeaway is we're still.
All right, thank you for those updates, Brian. Let's go ahead and turn our attention to our traffic maps this morning. And while the bulk of the triad is looking just like this, pretty green out there, unfortunately, we do have our first crash to report so far of the morning, and it's all happening in the Gate City in Greensboro. There's a crash reported on East Wendover Avenue, which is also known as Highway 70, right there at Burlington Road. If you squint there at your screen, you can see that tiny little patch of yellow above the red icon, the car crash icon. That does mean that there are slight delays being reported there in that area. So be aware if this is a part of your morning commute. It might slow you down just a bit as you head out the door.
Coming up, an inmate's death has led to the arrest of 7 Virginia deputies. Why they all face second-degree murder charges this morning.
And wild weather is leaving its mark from coast to coast. We're going to be taking a look at all those impacts coming up next. A couple of days, the Sister Circle Incorporated will be hosting a trade school fair. So several companies will be in attendance, and the event is happening there in High Point.
And joining us now is Leah McNair, live for us. She is the founder and executive director of Sister Circle Incorporated. Great to see you as always.
Great to see you, ladies. It's an honor to be back, and I hope you guys are having a great day.
Oh, thank you. And you know what? First, we just want to refresh everyone. Tell us, what is Sister Circle Inc.? What do you do as an organization?
Yes, I'm so glad you asked. We are truly a sister circle. We are a circle of women comprised of young ladies, older ladies. We have ladies all the way up to age 80 and ladies starting at age 18 that are committed to empowering one another, committed to building one another emotionally, physically, mentally. Our motto is that we know strong women build strong communities. So our nonprofit is totally and completely focused on building strong women.
That sounds fantastic. And Leah, we know that you're going to be hosting a trade school fair. So you have to explain to us what made you come up with this idea, and who is this event truly for?
Listen, we are excited about this trade school fair, okay? It is an amazing idea that some of our sisters came up with just basically by hearing the needs of women in our organization and the women connected to those women. If there's one thing that women care about, y'all, it's our children, okay? We care about our young people. We care about our kids, especially in those high school years, because we want to set them up for success. And so we wanted to find a way where we could help the ladies in our community to prepare their children for success after high school. And the trade school fair was one of the major ways that we thought we could do that. We did a college fair a few months ago, but now for those kids that may not want to go the college route, but they may want to learn a trade, we have connected with T. Wingate Andrews High School, and we'll be bringing 26 organizations for children to in junior and senior high school ages to come and meet and share their resumes and just preparing them to dream big.
That's really cool, Leah. I love the fact that kids now have so many options, you know, whether it be college or whether it be whatever is next for them as they finish their education. Leah, can you talk about what attendees can expect there, what sort of companies might be there?
Yes, you can expect an environment of support and love. It's going to be a very welcoming environment for young people who may be a little nervous coming in and parents who may not know what to expect. Come on, bring your resume, allow your children to bring their resumes, if they want to bring their transcript and a standard cover letter, and make sure they're dressed in the best business attire that they can. But if they can't, totally fine. We just want them there.
Absolutely, and Leah, just as success is the motto, just for the job that you want. So keep that, we'll have to have the kids keep that in mind. So we know that you're doing so many fantastic things there in the community. What are some ways that people in High Point or even outside of High Point can help get involved with Sister Circle?
Definitely the number one way that people can help this work that we're doing is these two things right here. We need your hands. We need your hands to help us as we're stepping into the community, attempting to be a light in dark places. And we could always use money, donations. They always help us to get things done and to make sure that we do as much as we can free of charge for all that needed. The trade school fair, different things like that. It costs money to make it happen in excellence. And so I believe that when you donate to the Sister Circle, it's an organization where you see where your pennies are going, and that's a beautiful thing.
It is, Leah. And do the students need to register ahead of time?
They don't have to register ahead of time, but
just show up.
If they have questions, they can just email us at sistercircleoutreach@gmail.com or call us 336-939-5911. And we will be ready to answer any questions and to help everybody to do what they can to be a part.
And we have the website on the screen now for folks to always learn more information about what you guys do. And once again, the Trade School Job Fair is this Thursday from 6 until 8 at T. Wingate Andrews High School. That's on McEwen Drive. What'd you say, Brian? McEwen Drive there in High Point. Thank you. He lives there. Leah, thank you. Come on back on the Local Vibe anytime. We'd love to have you.
Thank you. See you next time.
Yes.
Thank
All right.
you.
Take care.